Hello, it is Vlogtober 31st. This is the last day in a series of videos for the month of October. Today I'm going to be making a few announcements I hope you will be interested in with me. There are things for you to gain. It's not just me making announcements. So, trick or treat. Do you treat yourself as an individual and as a couple? Are you going out on date nights at least once a month, maybe 4 times a month? My husband and I went out on a date night Friday night, and so tonight I'm treating myself to one of the end of the season's open water swims in the Gulf. So I look forward to that. Time together, individual time. I want to thank everybody who's been watching these videos for the past month. I've enjoyed making them. They were intended for you to just think about many different issues, give you many ideas. That's what I like to do. Give you ideas so you can help you make your marriage great. Now, the month of October was spent on vlogging and other things in my life. And for the month of November, I'm going to turn my attention to updating my website, marriagecoachlynn.com. Yay, I found a webmaster or web designer who will help me take that, give it a great facelift and take it to a much more modern level. It's a little pitiful now, but in a couple of months, it should be looking really good. My daughter, Melanie, who is also a vlogger at Melanie1190, has decided to take on the job of greatly improving the website. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm also going to turn my attention, put it in high gear, to finishing up a book that's going to be really awesome and amazing, if I say so myself. This book, get it, drum roll, is going to be free to you. Yes, it can be. I think it will be life-changing and maybe marriage changing. So stay tuned for that. The way you will get the free book is if you sign up on a list that I'm currently working on, because, drumroll, I am going to start a podcast in February of 2018. I have been in consultation with a couple people and with my mentor, and the time is right for me to do this. Now, 7 years ago, I did a blogtalkradio.com show. I was the host of a show called Your Marriage Matters, and I had a lot of fun with it. I was only able to do it for a year. It took a lot of my time, and I was not able to create the listening audience that I wanted to, but I really enjoyed it, and I had to move on to other things. So with this podcast, I am going to be volunteering. I am not out to make money or to monetize it. I'm not going to sell out to sponsors. If someone should ever come along and want to sponsor a podcast of mine, it will be a very extremely careful decision that I make. I'm not going to sell out. At this point in my life, my reason is to reach more people and to really help this culture, help your marriage, help this culture. You know the stats. 40% marriages are ending in divorce. Well, of course, it went down 10% because less people are getting married, or they're getting married after many years of dating. And so, yes, we have less divorce, but we also have less marriages. And of the people who stay together, many people encounter really serious problems, and many do not really have a happy marriage. So I want to come along and help you increase your level of happiness. Let's say I were to ask you, how happy are you in your marriage on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being extremely happy? If you were to tell me a 4 or a 5, great, listen to my podcast. My podcast will help you get that to a higher level. If you're at a 2, I'm sure I can help you get to the higher level. You've got to listen continuously, because I'm going to be introducing many, many interesting topics and helpful, meaningful, high content topics. But I'm getting ahead of myself about the podcast. So I did this blog talk radio. I've also a distinguished Toastmaster. I've reached the highest level in Toastmasters, so I love speaking. I love being behind a microphone. I really enjoy interviewing other people. and I thought I wanted to volunteer and do something with a radio station, something with voiceover. But the idea came to me to do my own podcast. During the month of October, I've been attending a couple of different meetings about podcasting and the podcasting profession. And it's awesome. Here in Tampa Bay, I have many good resources. And I'll be attending what they call PodFest in Orlando in February, where up to, I think they're anticipating up to 1,000 people attend this conference. So I'm really excited to be taking the next couple months to get my show organized and get it going, and so then I can get started really strong. So, who am I to do a podcast? Well, I am the lady with the yellow hat. What that means is the color yellow is a really awesome color. If you see me walking around Tampa Bay, the lady in the yellow hat, you know that this is an invitation to talk about marriage, okay? And yellow is fire, it's passion, it's the purification process, but most of all, it is sunshine. I want to help bring more sunshine into your marriage. It is hope. It is a color of enlightenment, clarity, energy, honor, loyalty. So many things the color yellow represents. Optimism. And so I've adopted the color yellow, the lady in the yellow hat. And so, well, who am I? I've read hundreds of books on marriage and relationships and family over the years. I've attended training, I've done marriage coaching, and so mainly for many years, I've had thousands of conversations about marriage. For many years, I feel I've made an influence one-on-one, or I've spoken to small groups. But a podcast is going to give me the opportunity to reach many more people. And it is my intention to volunteer for this podcast for 1 year. And my goal is to get 5,000 listeners. I would love to have 5,000 listeners. To me, that number signifies that I'm reaching a larger audience than what I can on a one-on-one basis. And so at the end of the year, I will evaluate whether to continue with my podcast, kind of like I did with my blog talk radio. Now, what is going to be the format of my podcast? Okay. Initially, the show will not be live. Initially, I want to take once a week and upload a 15-minute podcast because you're busy. Yet you could use some maintenance, right? You would love to maybe hear different topics on marriage, but you're pressed for time. So 15 minutes once a week is all you need. Really, that's I believe you're going to get great content, 15 minutes once a week, as well as, in addition, I haven't figured this part out yet. I've got the next couple months to figure this out, or we go along as we go. I want to bring to you interviews from top-notch people. I did that on Blog Talk Radio, and I already have a few people in mind, really skilled, highly skilled professionals in the field on specific topical areas. That could be, let's just say my 15-minute once a week could be uploaded on a Monday. Maybe I will 2 or 3 times a month have interviews that are a little bit longer than 15 minutes, and maybe that will come out on Thursdays. But what you can count on is once a week for the next year for 15 minutes. Now, I'm telling you all the great things that I want to do, so what's in it for you? I believe that if you listen to me over the course of a year, taking all of my experience and expertise brought to you, you will improve your marriage. I really feel that that's a given. And I've got free products I want to give to you. When the time comes for me to debut the podcast, I am going to give you a free book. And that's in the process right now. My working title is not fully hashed out. So then when I reach 5,000 people, on a mailing list or my podcast listeners, again, I have to figure out the technology how to do this, then you will get another free book. Okay, so that's at least $20 value. And out of those 5,000 people, I am going to, drum roll, I'm going to have a drawing where I offer a grand prize of $1,000 of free coaching. And if I pick the name and they don't want it, they can pass it to somebody else. But that is going to be the grand prize after I reach 5,000 listeners. So what I want from you is, I would love for you to click the subscribe button on this YouTube channel and hit that bell that you see there. That is a way that I can keep you informed of when the podcast is coming. You can go to my Facebook page and like Marriage Coach Lynn. I'm on Twitter, Marriage Coach LN. And what else? I don't know. I'll put you the information in the bottom of this box. I would love to, if you like my podcast once it gets going, please help me grow my audience. Again, the more people who listen and want what I have to put out there, the more likely I am to continue doing so. So I'm very excited. That is my announcement. I'm going to be doing a podcast. I wonder if I have anything else I wanted to mention. The podcast is going to be rich in content. Many people podcast. There are many good podcasts out there. There are many people that just blabber on and on about unimportant things, in my opinion. But then again, it depends on what the demographic of your audience is. Mine is going to reach out to you and extend my hand, and I hope you will take it. People of all stages in marriage. You can be newlyweds, married a year. You could be married 30 years. I'm going to have series where I bundle 3 weeks focused on a topic. And so you can drop in, you can read the titles and take a look and see what appeals to you. But I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste any more of your time now. It's very exciting. My whole goal is to make your marriage great. All right, we'll see you in a while.